Hello everyone, this is Isabel. I'm at the Mplify Member Summit EMEA in Lisbon, and today I'm joined by two industry superstars. On my right, I've got Mark Bennett, he's head of SDN Products at Vodafone, and on my left, I have Joe Attwood, he's senior analyst at Analysys Mason. Guys, welcome to my hot seat.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So guys, everyone's talking about AI, and AI is a really hot topic in most of the industries, well, actually all the industries and also in the enterprise space. What is Analysys Mason's view on this opportunity?
Well, I think it's quite obvious. We're seeing rapidly increasing adoption of AI in the enterprise space. I think it's still fairly nascent, so there's a lot of proof of concepts going on at the moment, but over the next few years, hopefully we'll see a lot of those move to production. And that's going to bring changing requirements for the technology stack. So security, latency, throughput, reliability, and other concepts like that are going to become more important as you move from proof of concepts to production. That's going to put new requirements on the technology stack. I think another aspect of this is we're going to be seeing enterprises place more importance on where they're deploying their AI. So they're deploying it on premises, in hyperscalers, data centers, in near clouds, or at the edge. So while enterprises have been getting away with doing this in a bit of an ad hoc manner at the moment, I think they're going to have to start nailing down a strategy to figure out how they do this. I think the other important trend is AI agents. So obviously AI agents have really enormous potential, and potentially organizations could have hundreds or even thousands of AI agents. But we don't quite know yet, quite yet what this is going to look like. So over the next few years, we'll see that evolve, and that's going to put new requirements on enterprises' infrastructure.
So Mark, how is that going to impact network infrastructure?
Well, networks are going to have a significant amount of new workloads very quickly. Some analysts predict by 2033, 60% of workloads will be AI on the network. We've had training starting, huge amounts of bandwidth, requires lossless connectivity. Now we've got inference on the edge, more distributed locally, and we've got the agents, as Joseph alluded to, potentially billions of agents traversing our network. They need low latency. And Joe's absolutely right. Sometimes latency and the SLA outcomes can be more important than the bandwidth itself. So a tremendous amount of new traffic on the networks.
So Joe, anything to add?
Yes, I'd like to add that I think the AI in the enterprise space is a known unknown. So we know AI is going to be more distributed. We know there's going to be more AI agents. We don't quite know the extent of that. So enterprises really need solutions that have the flexibility that allow them to implement networks with the required throughput, security, SLAs, without slowing the pace of innovation. And that's why I think network as a service is really essential to operate enterprises' use of AI.
Okay, and now you just mentioned NAS, Network as a Service. So how is NAS going to empower AI-ready networks, and what is Vodafone doing in that space?
Yeah. Well, over the last decade, most of the enterprise IT has become a platform in a way. It's programmable, it's API-based, it's on-demand. So we can think of compute, security, identity, storage, they all work that way. The last part of the jigsaw really is the network. It can't be static anymore. AI and digital, clearly much more dynamic. And so the network needs to change. It needs to be highly elastic, on demand, programmable in the same way. It's a platform. That's what enterprise expects. And that's what NAS is going to do for the network.
Okay. And everyone's worried about security overall, but what are the main security concerns when it comes to AI?
Well, to make the most of AI, enterprises need to transfer their data to it. I mean, whether that's through training, fine-tuning, or inferencing. So they need to be able to protect their data that they transfer to and from these models. And they also need to be able to protect the models themselves. I think AI agents add another layer of complexity, because if you've got hundreds of thousands of AI agents, it can be a really daunting task to make sure those AI agents only have access to the data they should be having access to, as well as ensuring that none of those agents are leaking data. So I think AI agents are going to take the already tricky problem of role-based access controls and bring it to a new level that's becoming unmanageable for IT teams. So that's going to lead to IT teams need to expand in what they do with their security tooling. So I think things like zero trust security are going to become more important. And I think the final aspect for this is that enterprises need to have visibility into how AI is being used and what steps are taken to secure it.
And is Vodafone doing anything specific when it comes to security in AI?
Yeah, well, on top of what we've done for network as a service, where we've automated our connectivity products, we started in wholesale, with our carrier Ethernet, we extend into 5G and IoT with quality on demand and SIM swaps through our developer marketplaces. We've automated our SD-WAN and SASE, our internet underlay networks, but security is paramount, and AI is going to extend the attack surface. We've got large language models, we've got AI agents, for example, we've got new workloads on the network, new APIs, a new attack surface that you can't really protect with an overlay security solution. I think security has to be embedded into the network. And so what we're doing, we're augmenting our SSE services, our network underlay security capabilities in order to protect the enterprise, and counter what will be an increased security threat. And the other part of the jigsaw really is we're also using AI within our security on our managed services, to improve that performance, be much more predictive, and try and counter the threats of AI from a security perspective.
And you guys, you probably know I like to look into the future. So if I look into both of your crystal balls, what do I see in 3 to 5 years' time when I look at AI, networks, enterprises?
Well, I think all the trends we already talked about are going to start playing out. And I think one thing we sort of agree on is that network as a service will be really essential to this. So I think generally NAS adoption is still fairly nascent compared to the wider fixed connectivity spend, but potentially AI teams could actually lead NAS adoption in enterprises as the demands of AI networking create a really strong incentive to adopt network as a service. I think the other thing that's interesting to me is the other side of the picture. So we've been talking about NAS for AI, but also AI for NAS is very interesting. So obviously self-service has been really central to the idea of NAS from day one. So that's through web portals and APIs. And to me, a logical extension of that is to start applying AI agents to simplify processes for users. But I think the question is going to be how do NAS providers implement AI agents that deliver real value to users? So that's AI agents that significantly decrease complexity and significantly reduce the time taken to do certain processes. So I think we've seen at the conference that there's already some good ideas about how you use multiple domain-specific AI agents and use orchestrator agents and validator agents in order to be able to achieve those outcomes.
Mark, anything to add?
Yeah, there's a few areas for us. So augmenting our connectivity so that it's ready for those AI workloads, needs to react on a dynamic basis. The different types of AI, we talked about inference, agentic AI, they all require different characteristics from the network, so the network needs to respond. I think the second area is we're going to see GPU as a service and model as a service come into our network infrastructure much closer to the customer sites. It also aligns with sovereignty requirements, and it'll nicely complement the connectivity for AI story. Then, of course, we've got the security for AI that we alluded to. And I think finally, just to mention that the interface to our customers, and Joseph touched on it, is going to change. Our customers will start using agents themselves, and they will talk to our portals, to our own agents. It could be into an AI assistant or agent to agent. And so we're going to have a different type of channel that complements what we're doing today with the enterprise, and that can only grow over time. Super exciting. We're ready for that.
Exciting is the word. So much fun to be had in the next few years, I think. So much time to talk about AI. Thank you for a great interview, guys.
Thank you. Good to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone, thank you for watching, and until my next hot shot.